please tell me that these are not those same women who shouted and screamed from the mountaintops that they did not need a man. They did not need any help. They were boss chicks. They were highly educated. They were getting to a bag. Oh no, I don't need to settle down. I can have me a roster and a rotation. Please tell me, baby, that these are not the same women crying in their beds, in their cars, complaining about being alone, being single, and how hard and expensive it is. Please tell me these are not the same women that swore up and down that I can do bad all by myself. The same women who said that I am the prize. I don't contribute anything, especially not financially, to a household, to a relationship. The man does that. I just use him up for it. But really, I don't need him because I got my own. Please tell me y'all are not out here in 2025 and possibly beyond talking about shoulda, coulda, woulda, being regretful, being remorseful, having to eat your words because you ain't eating no food. I heard a lot of y'all is hungry. Food stamps gone. All you got to eat is your damn words. And honestly, it's kind of hard to feel sorry for y'all because y'all were the same women that also ridiculed and shamed men and women like me that were trying to warn y'all about this. We knew that this day would come to not only where the times would get hard, but your nature as a woman would settle in and you would realize that, yes, I am not designed to be by myself. I need help. I need love. I need something to nurture, to pour into. I told y'all this, but again, male-centered, male-identified, pick-me's, struggle love promoters. That's what y'all did. So again, excuse me if today I'm just looking at y'all like, po little tink tink. Y'all get the likes up for me. Share the video, subscribe, because this right here, y'all, completely baffled me. I mean, this complete and total 180 that these women are doing today, impeccable, mind-blowing, unbelievable. Like, seriously? Is this where the women are at today? Are these the same women from a year ago? The same women from 2 years ago? The same women from 5 years ago? The same women from 10 years ago? Y'all been dragging me for over a decade for telling y'all these same truths that you are now reaching. And unfortunately for you, it may very well be too late. Again, hit that like button for me and let's take a look at a few of these clips coming from these women that are now singing a different tune of, yeah, I need help. I need a man. I need love. This strong, independent boss chick life is too expensive and too much to bear.
Nobody is talking about how expensive it is to be single, okay? Because when you're single, you don't have anybody that's out here buying you food, helping you with the bills. And if something breaks, you don't have no handy dandy man around the house that's like, oh, I got it, babe. I'll fix it when I get home or whenever he decides to fix it. No, you either got to get on YouTube University or you got to go pay somebody. You got to go pay somebody else's man to come in your house and fix it for you. It's too expensive to be single and people want to be out here cheating, and you better lock you one person down because it's too expensive out here to be alone. Okay, don't just go lock down anybody, you know, make sure they respectful and they love you. But y'all also got to understand it's a business. A relationship is really a business. Okay, you got to invest in one another. And I need somebody to come invest into me because it's expensive to be single. Yeah. I want somebody to buy me some food, pick me up some food on the way home, or buy me something just because. I don't know.
This right here blew my mind. You now have women out here, y'all, talking about how they essentially don't mind going 50-50. That, in a nutshell, is what she just advocated for. When not too long ago, women would call that struggle love. A man takes on 100%. My money is my money to spend. I'm not pouring into nothing financially. Not even energetically. Again, I'm the prize. The man caters to me, does for me. He's my tool, right? So to hear these women today saying these type of things, like, again, I am completely appalled. Not y'all out here talking about reciprocity. We pour into one another. What? You know times are hard if this is what the women are out here saying today. And I mean, I have to say this, even though I hate to touch on such a touchy subject matter, especially considering that right around the corner, they getting ready to cut off the food stamps. But I found it to be quite alarming that one of the first things that she brought up about being alone and not having anybody is the fact that she does not have anybody to give her food. And ladies, this is one of the key reasons why a lot of men are very skeptical about taking you all out on dates. Because at every turn, y'all are seemingly exposing yourselves for just being hungry hippos that are looking for something to eat. You're not looking for somebody to meet. You're looking for something to eat. Bars. That is what these men are reaching the conclusion of. Because why was it? Like, hear me out, y'all. Why was it the first thing, or one of the first things to come out of her mouth, as far as being single, being so expensive, being so difficult? I don't have somebody to bring me food, to feed me. Not that I don't have somebody to love, that I can share my life experiences with. Oh, no. Where is the food? Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just calling out what I'm seeing. And if I see it as a woman, I'm pretty sure these men can see that too. Like, dang, like they don't really want me. They just want something to eat. Y'all keep on doing this. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can appreciate and respect, though, that she did at least bring up that a relationship is about duality. Okay, a lot of women are starting to realize that now, and I'm glad. However, I don't know, once again, if you're going to have somebody to go half with, have somebody to go 50-50 with, reciprocate and pour into with. We don't know. It's not looking too good. And the reason why is, once again, y'all fed into a lifestyle, and now that same lifestyle has backfired on you, and now you're crying, talking about shoulda, coulda, woulda. And I don't know what the future holds for a lot of these strong, independent, powerful boss chicks, right? Y'all are starting to see the man's true value and worth now. When before it was like, oh, I don't need him. He don't have no value. He don't have no worth. I'm the prize. He's just something for me to use to my benefit. But now y'all are starting to see that. And something else I have got to point out is that she said, you, as a single, independent woman, have to figure it out on your own. You don't have a man in that household with you to help you, to lead you, to guide you, to teach you, to take care of it. And once again, warned y'all about that. right? But at one point in time, y'all were like, oh, that's cool. I got it handled. It ain't nothing for me to take care of this and take care of that by myself. It ain't nothing to a boss to go ahead and cash out a little bit to get stuff handled and taken care of. I don't need no man. And now that the pay is getting cut off, or the prices are going through the roof, or both, now it's like, oh, dang, I kind of need somebody in-house to fix that, because I don't want to have to figure it out on my own. I don't want to have to do it on my own. Oh, so now y'all don't mind being, let's say, helpmates, which implies that somebody else is taking the lead over it and you're just there to assist. Now y'all don't mind playing the back seat. Oh, baby, how the tables turn and the bridges burn.
I'm tired of the amount of gaslighting us single people have to go through. Because let's be honest, a lot of the things that our friends in relationships can get for free, we have to pay for. And there's no amount of self-love or therapy that can kind of circumvent the frustration that being single is very expensive. Because if, an example, I am sick, I don't have anyone who can cook for me. My friend can ask her boyfriend to cook for her. I have to DoorDash something. If I need help moving something in my house, I need to go find someone and pay that person to come over and move it. Well, my friend can just ask her partner. And all those things just add up. If you lose your job, you have someone who can help you with rent. If you are having like financial trouble or health trouble, you now need to like disclose that to your family or friends, which might be embarrassing, or you can tell your one husband or your wife to help you through that. It is so frustrating to have to go through so many things alone and make these really big decisions, hard decisions completely by myself. I have my friends, I have my family, I love them, I can lean on them, but maybe I don't want to tell them all about my finances. Maybe I don't want to have to over-explain my entire health condition to them. Maybe I just need someone to help me with a real quick task that I don't want to have to pay someone or wait for someone to drive across town to come help me. And it is so frustrating because we're told that, being single is great. And it's really great when compared to an unhealthy relationship. But being single is not always better than having a healthy relationship. Don't get me wrong, I am not going to go hop into a relationship with a man just so I can have someone. But I do think we need to be honest that being single, while it can be really great, is also very impractical sometimes.
Wow. Once again, the common theme of today's dope discussion is going to be duh. Okay? Hashtag duh in the comments right now, because everything that these women are vocalizing and being frustrated about are things that they were positively warned about in the beginning. But y'all made it seem like you could handle it. You got it under control. You don't need somebody to help you. You don't need somebody to take the wheel. You don't need somebody to, guide you, teach you, lead you. Like this is what y'all did. Y'all signed up for this. And now that life is lifing, it's like, oh man, I made the wrong decision. I made the wrong mistake. This is terrible. This is tragic. But again, y'all gaslit yourselves. Y'all allowed these women to poison you and lie to you while demonizing women like me that were calling these things out. And y'all made it seem like we were the liars. We were the ones that were teaching women to settle. Nobody ever told y'all to go and get with broke, dusty, lousy men and try to cohabitate with them and build something with them. You can't. We never told y'all to do that. We said, go and find you a good man, a productive, leading, providing, teaching, masculine, assertive, dominant, I may add, wise, intelligent man. We told y'all to do that. We told y'all to build with that. But somehow that was, again, promoting struggle love. I don't have to build with nobody. I got it under control. Nobody ever advocated for y'all to go out here and get with a piece of a mail just to say that you got somebody at home and then struggle. No, we never did that. Y'all twisted that narrative because you wanted to feed your own narrative of being strong and independent, a boss, treating men like they were lousy. They were merely tools. You were the prize. Y'all wanted to justify your behaviors, your ways and actions, your lifestyle. And the closest thing to, I guess, validate that is to say, oh no, but that's struggle love, and don't nobody want to be with no man that's gonna try to control you and be with no man that's gonna try to do this and do that, when in all actuality, y'all absolutely did need men in that household with you to protect you from your damn self. Let's be very clear and honest. Y'all said that again, I can do bad by myself. And so now here y'all are doing bad by yourself times 20 and complaining about it. And she's right, you all. Get the likes up for me. She's right when she says that, yes, we're tired of the gaslighting. But here's the thing. The gaslighting for a lot of you women was cool as long as it was stroking your ego and as long as you were able to coast and get by with it. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this. When the economy was kind of leaning towards your favor, maybe you're not rich and wealthy, but hey, you're doing pretty damn good by yourself. As long as these women were telling you, oh, being single is where it's at. You don't need no man. I have so much freedom. I have so much happiness. I have these rotations of guys just beating down my door, doing this for me, doing that for me. And now y'all see that's dried up. Ain't no men even outside. Y'all can't even go to the grocery store and find a man. So what happened to the roster, sis? Whoopsie. But that's another conversation. Back to the program, though. Y'all were out here bigging up this lifestyle as long as you felt like it was feasible. But now that y'all are seeing the consequences, now that reality is really settling in and you can no longer just get by, now you want to tell the truth. Now you want to be understanding. Now you want to call out the sisterhood for gaslighting you and leading you astray by teaching you and indoctrinating you and programming you to say and be this strong, independent boss chick that essentially has to now struggle and figure it out on her own. But again, you asked for this. You asked to be somebody that was independent, to be by yourself, to have to take your own initiative, to have to figure these things out for yourself, by yourself, because after all, you were smarter than these men. You were more capable than these men. You were more stable than these men. And it's looking like y'all found the hard way. That was not the case. And like I alluded to, men today, they're not even checking for y'all. So a lot of y'all are not even able to utilize these men as tools like you once were. Men stop the simping, essentially. You know what I'm saying? All of that has dwindled down tremendously, and y'all are feeling that too. You know, and I want to go back to what the woman in the previous clip said. She said, y'all out here cheating. Who y'all think she was referring to when she said that? She said, y'all are out here cheating. Y'all need to just find y'all one person and settle down with them because it's hard and you can't afford to be by yourself. She was talking about the women. We getting too real. Get the likes up for me. Some real talk from your little big sis. All right. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. It's getting ready to get real in the field. The women were out here creeping. You know why? Because a lot of these chicks were again taught that always keep you a backup plan and a backup man. And then get you another one to back up that man. The more the merrier. Never love a man more than he loves you. Keep one in the tuck because you never know. And so these women were out here getting money from him, finessing him, utilizing him. And then they were getting pretty much figured out by the man that they were actually with, and then they were getting cut off, you know? And now we're living in the day and age to where having a boyfriend, having even a platonic male friend is becoming obsolete. And so she's now trying to warn these women, hey, get rid of the rosters. Find you one good man that you know is solid and build with him. And to me, this is so just mind blowing, because this is what I have been saying, and I was crucified and scrutinized for so long. So to hear these women out here saying these things now, a decade later, is just crazy and wild. But hey, whatever. But yeah, the women now are realizing we're kind of blowing it. We kind of messed up, and we need to do something now to fix it. But I'm going to be very honest with you, ladies. A lot of men are viewing you all as desperate. They don't feel like it is genuine and sincere. When you listen to the reasoning behind why y'all want to be in relationships now, it is solely revolving around you needing assistance with food and bills. It is hardly ever being discussed how you're going to love on a man, pour into a man, nurture, respect. Like, all of that is out of the window and the door. Like, we're hardly ever hearing that. It's all, I need stability and security, which I'm not faulting us for that, because as women, we do need that. We do look for that. But when that becomes the end all be all, and you're not really honing in on that man and what he needs from you, that's where it becomes a red flag. And that right there is a problem. And I'm going to be clear with this as well. This is also why a lot of you all will remain single and struggling by yourself. But let's run the next clip and hear what the next woman has to say about being single and how hard and a struggle it is.
Oh my gosh, being single is so expensive. This is not what I signed up for. I really got to go buy outfits just to go out, just to try to impress these fools. And then on top of that, when I do go out, I got to at least buy myself an initial, beginner drink. So whatever that price may be. Sometimes I even got to pay to get into places by myself. I'm just so disgusted.
Likes up and stop playing with us. Get the likes up, y'all. This is alarming. This is crazy. She just said, y'all, that she is having to not only go out by herself and pay. I got to buy my own drink. I got to sometimes pay to get into these places. I got to buy some clothes. Why? So that I can hopefully find a man. That's in a nutshell what she just said, y'all. She's like, look, y'all, this is getting ridiculous. I'm out here in pursuit and search for a man, and I'm having to make all of these initial investments to try to get a man's attention. Oh, baby, the tables turned. I am having to buy an outfit, buy my own drink, buy to get into the bar or the club or the event. And again, hope, wish, and pray that a man comes my way. And it's looking like that is something that is still not even happening. So all of y'all's hard work and sacrifice and expense, ladies, is seemingly, again, going in vain, because y'all are spending all this money to try to land you a man, and the men don't want to be landed. The men don't want you. Y'all talk about the quote unquote pick me's while you're out here paying to be picked and still being looked over. So who really lost in the end? This is really, really tragic and sad. And unfortunately, you all, we have to discuss the possible result of what you ladies have done. A lot of you ladies, y'all chose to be in the streets. Y'all chose to have all of these rosters of men that you can use up. Y'all chose to be strong and independent bosses. Now y'all don't got nothing. It's giving strong independent losses. But hey, I'm gonna mind my business. But the other side of this, the consequences of this, is you are probably having to roommate and live together, because the likelihood in today's time of you ladies finding a significant other that wants to build with you, that wants to settle down with you, that wants to have a relationship with you is probably very slim to none. Because a lot of men have reached the conclusion of, hey, I'm actually doing better by myself. Having a woman is expensive. And what's even crazier is this last clip. And a lot of you women will have to resort to this.
It's expensive to be single, and nobody really talks about that. So a year and a half ago, I ended up moving in with my cousin. We made a strategic decision to move in together. And I looked at her and I was like, you know what? You single, I'm single. Why don't we move in together? And what we ended up doing is creating a double income, no kid, think household. And I remember I ended up writing an article about this, and somebody was like, I never thought about it. I always thought about dinks as married people who make dinks. I made a dink with my cousin, right? Double income, no kid household. Now, here's the thing. Me and my cousin can both afford to live on our own. But by moving in together, what we did is we combined our finances and we're able to put back so much money by moving in together. But outside of that, it's very expensive to be single. At the end of the day, married people have two incomes coming into that household. So if one person during this recession that is coming up loses that job, there is some other person to fall back on. Me as a single woman, if I lose that job, there is no second income. But for me, I always want to ensure I have multiple streams of revenue, multiple streams of top line coming in, because as a single woman, I want to ensure I am thinking about my long-term success. And that's the reality of it's expensive to be single.
That right there is going to be the ending result for a lot of women out there. Y'all are going to have to shack up with your cousin. I said it. Okay. And although I can appreciate her trying to find a solution to this issue or to this problem of her being by herself, not having a man. Sorry, ladies, y'all screwed that up. Y'all ran the men off in the way. Okay. I have to say this though. Because although this could be a feasible type of resolution to this problem, we have to be real about what could really happen, about the reality of this type of dynamic, to where women are pretty much roommating together. I'm a roommate with my sister. I'm a roommate with my cousin. I'm a roommate with my coworker, whatever. The reality of this, and why I would not advocate for this over finding you a good, healthy, quality relationship, hopefully, all right, is because when it comes to a married couple, right, in a household together, that man or that woman feels obligated or responsible for looking out for their significant other if a hard time arises. You being in a roommate situation with, let's say, your best friend or your cousin or your sister or your coworker, they're not going to want to hold up your end of that bargain like they would if you were their partner, right? They're probably going to be looking at you like, girl, I'm not here to pay your half of no rent because you lost your job. I'm not here to pay all of the bills by myself, even if that's temporarily because you got laid off or whatever the case may be. Whereas a partner would probably be more receptive and open to it. And like I said, feel more responsible to you and obligated for them to step up in that way. But a regular roommate is not going to want to step up in that way. As a matter of fact, a lot of them would probably want to find a new roommate. Be like, girl, you got 2 weeks to find you something, because I cannot afford to pay all of this by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole reason why they are in this roommate situation in the first place. So be careful with those type of situations. Y'all feeling like, oh yeah, this is a great solution. I'll just, create a dink household with my sister girl. Well, be careful with that, because if things did fall apart and the struggle did kick in, I don't know for how long, if at all, that sister girl would have your back and want to pay your way. In addition to that, you all, what would happen if your homegirl ended up finding her a man? Because that is a reality. Although relationships are dwindling down a lot and men are kind of checking out, there are still some men out here who are open to relationships, open to marriage even. So if you are in a household and you're roommating with your homegirl and she finds her a man and they become more serious and now she wants to move in with him, because maybe he's making a lot more money than her and you combined. And she's like, oh, I'll just go over here, you know? What are you going to do then? Like, we got to think about these kind of things. And I know that she said that she tries to have multiple streams of income and, you know, she's able to save this and save that. But if, like I said, push came to shove and you had to carry that load by yourself, for how long would you be able to survive? And so that is why I do feel like us as women, we should have planned for these things a lot better. And we should have treated men with the respect and love and care that they needed and deserved, because otherwise a lot of us wouldn't be in these type of situations. We would already have the stability, the security, the love, the support that we needed. We wouldn't have so many men that were turned off from even dating. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about what's going on or what the future holds for a lot of you women out there, but all I can say is good luck and I wish you well. But to see a lot of y'all out here saying these things, like I said, took me way back and blew my mind, because I just could not believe that y'all were out here saying the very things that a lot of us out there tried to warn you about. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I hate to say it, but I told you so. Anyway, y'all like the video for me, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and y'all let me know y'all thoughts, opinions, and feedback about this in the comment section down below. I'm going to see y'all later. Much love and peace to my crown head.